Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Ground Up Podcast, coming to you from the Level Wellness Studio, deep entrenched in Brentwood, Tennessee, and the B2 Wellness Suites. We're in the penthouse. The show that turns pain into pivot and helps you keep your business on the road to success. I am Terry Bargy. I am one of your hosts today, and I'm joined with the amazing Roy Mangrum.
And I would like to thank Terry's hair sponsor.
Oh, jeez.
LA Looks.
It was going to happen.
Dang it.
For sponsoring his coif that he has going on.
He claims there's no product, but
He says there's no product.
Moving on, we also have Vanessa Hampton here with us today.
hey.
But I feel a big 50s theme going on.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
At least there's a theme. I left the house being like, well, this is what we're working with.
Yeah, well, I do it every day. But no product.
No product.
Yeah.
We're off to a bumpy start, but I'm excited to be back with you guys. I feel like it's been a minute. Can't wait to catch up with where everybody has been. So I think we should start with Roy because Vanessa and I spend far too much time together as it is.
It's true.
Yeah,
So-
I've noticed I don't get the calls anymore.
Yeah, you
like I was
should be
thinking about that the other
stoked
day.
about
I actually kind of missed it. I was like, I haven't heard from Terry in forever.
We really want you to come in and hang out with
We
us.
really do.
There's
but
so
it's-
much conversation
Yeah,
that
but I have
happens
to drive all
the
the way
time.
up here.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
And
Hey, we can come to you.
I was gonna say we're not
There
above
we
coming to
go.
you.
If we get the invite, we'll come to you.
open invite.
Okay.
There
It's
we
going
go.
to happen.
Well, that's been decided then. Next Ground Up's coming to you from Roy's bonus room in Spring Hill, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because last time we did that, I sat on that couch and you're like, easy. That one will put you to sleep.
It will put you to sleep. That couch.
You learned that lesson
I
over
tried
and
to
over
watch
again.
like you buy the boxing pay-per-view or the MMA pay-per-view. It's like it's $109 or whatever. And I'm like, I am watching this fight. And I wake up, what the shit happened? It's a black screen.
It's like falling asleep during a massage. You pay $100 for a massage and
Yeah.
then you go to sleep. What's
And I'm
the
pretty
benefit
sure
in
they
that?
adjust the clocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was not 45
It
minutes.
was not 45 minutes.
No.
It was not 45 minutes. Roy, what's going on in your world? I know you have added a couple, like you've added custom work to what you're doing at Barbell Voodoo. Explain it to everybody a little bit about what that looks like and how it's going.
Well, we already had we did custom stuff for businesses and gyms and stuff.
Right.
So we've been doing that for a couple of years, and that's really good. And then we just started doing like stores. The thought was to do them for gyms, which now that I look back, and I was told not to do this by other people. They're like, the volume isn't there. But I was like, whatever. So I have a couple of gyms we do that for. But the corporate businesses, we didn't see this coming. And it's bonkers. Like
Really?
so we have 2 that we're doing stores for, and it's just like,
Tell me what that means. You're doing stores.
so, for example, we have a utility company who has, I think it's 175 employees. They give each employee a $150 voucher to buy their gear.
Okay.
We put the store up. The voucher is good for the store.
Okay.
So we're guaranteed whatever I said, 150 times 100 employees or whatever it is in sales. So it's,
And that's an online store that they go in and
Yeah.
purchase it? Okay.
so it's open for 2 weeks. They go in, buy their stuff. We send them an invoice for all the vouchers that are, it's
Claimed.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
it's
you
pretty-
can do those custom store setups for lots of people.
Yeah. Any kind of business. Yeah.
That's
That's really cool.
So,
that's
yeah.
cutting edge.
Yeah. So it's cool because
That's
like,
why I wanted to talk about it.
yeah, so we can put the store up in a matter of like an hour. We put all their art in there. We can do the embroidery, screen print. We can do digital prints, whatever.
So did you market for that, or did you have people coming to you to ask for that, and that's how that sparked that?
So probably earlier in the summer, I had a couple of people asking for it. And honestly, it was because they had smaller gyms,
Mm-hmm.
and their orders were like 20 pieces.
Yeah.
And so I found this software where there's no real labor involved. So the problem would have been if they would have built like, and a lot of them were building like Shopify stores.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd have to take the product, mock it up, put it up there. Then every time, find the art to print the stuff. So the software that we found, it links to all the wholesale businesses. So like Next Level, Bella Canvas, Gildan, whatever. I put in 6210 Next Level. It pulls up every color of that tee, and I just check the box of which colors I want.
Dang, it's such a time
That makes
saver.
it your offering for
That
the
makes
store.
it the offering. I upload the
Oh.
artwork. It says, where do you want it? I say it's a front chest 13 inches wide, and it
What?
mocks up every single shirt. And then I hit live,
That's fantastic.
and it's live. So then when somebody orders it, it sends, the order into the queue. We open the order. The artwork is there. We just download it and print it.
Wow.
So it took the labor out of it, which was the reason we wouldn't do it before.
Right.
Because it was very labor intensive. Now
That's automated.
yeah, I mean, literally I could put up a whole store of like 13, 14 items in 1 hour.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So it makes it worth the while.
Mhm.
and it's been huge for your business.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
That's really cool. I love it. I love watching, like, for a brand like yours, I haven't noticed anybody doing as much innovation as you are. I mean, and I think that's really
It's out of necessity.
Yeah, one would argue that's always the case.
If something ain't paying the bills, you got to find something else.
That's exactly right.
There you
Yeah. Speaking of paying the bills, Vanessa, what do you got going on?
go. But is she paying your bills? I'm confused.
I didn't have a good segue, so that's what you got.
Well,
I thought it was thrown to a LA Looks commercial.
I know. I was like, where's he going with this? Did we have a conversation that I need to try to remember?
I
Yeah.
was actually thinking about how to work that in. Can you make a store for my hair product? No. This is going to be the common theme. I'll write it, guys.
Do you know what his bathroom counter must look like?
It's just LA Looks. The different color gels, like the pink one.
Well, that's what I was going to
the
ask.
stiff
Is it a
hold.
pink bottle?
And then the blue
But
one.
you think it's a gel?
Oh, it's a gel.
It's not a mousse?
You don't think it's a mousse?
I don't think LA Looks had a mousse.
Maybe a spritz?
Don't you remember? Wasn't it a gel?
I don't remember.
Somebody,
I remember the logo.
somebody Google the internet.
Ezra's on it.
LA Looks. And
Good
tell
luck.
me if it's not a gel. And pink or blue pops up first.
I was
Thank you.
thinking it was purple, but
There was
purple's
a yellow
not it.
one. Thank you.
Blue. Wow.
That's pretty good. Did
Good
you
memory
use
for
LA
branding.
Looks back
Do
in
I
the day,
look like
Roy?
I use LA Looks?
Well, apparently I look like I use LA Looks.
Well, you do. We can tell.
So how are you so familiar with this product?
I have useless information. Just
Do you have hair product envy?
no.
No.
Ouch.
Because I would buy when my beard was really long. I'd buy all this stuff for my beard and never use any of it. Like I had the beard oil. I had the
That was too much trouble.
mousse.
You want to get. Yeah, that's a whole other.
That's a deep
not
well to go to. And I was like, yeah,
You want to talk about a process? I spend more time on my beard than I do with my hair, for sure.
Don't look like it.
Oh, geez. Wow.
Not now.
Oof,
Wow. This guy.
shots fired.
There was a hair dryer involved. Anyway,
There's a balm. There's an oil.
are we back to paying the bills? What are we doing?
Yeah. We're talking to Vanessa before we got sidetracked.
Vanessa just got back from Italy this week.
Yeah. Oh, this is the whole
This is where the
grappa
grappa
thing.
came from.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was gone for 10 days, I think. I think I got back Sunday. So recovering from that. But yeah.
Surprise back, too. You were supposed to be back yesterday.
Yes, and I'm not upset that it worked out. My brain was in overload. So it was an amazing trip. I wouldn't have been
good.
upset. I wouldn't have been upset to stay a few more days, but I wasn't upset about coming home either. So.
Isn't it weird how the pasta there is like totally different?
Everything is different because they don't use seed oils.
Mm-mm.
They use all natural. They go to the store every day. It's a totally different lifestyle. So
Go to
things that
get your
I
bread
ate,
every single
I ate
day.
some bread over there, and I don't typically tolerate bread. I don't eat bread.
It's totally
but
different.
Totally different. Your system just functions differently when you have true, real food without.
I wonder if we could do
bunch of
that here
crap.
again. That'd be awesome.
It feels like it's kind of where we're going.
Are we?
Let's hope so. Some things are happening that are pretty exciting in that front. Whether you get too involved in politics or not, that part of the movement is exciting for someone like me who's been advocating for some of these changes for so many years. Seeing it actually happen is really cool. But yeah, I ask those questions because the disconnecting with the vacation and still needing to check in home is a part of where we're going to go with this show, and talking about innovation and automation and what it does for you being able to, one, work more efficiently, but two, get some of your time back so that you're showing up differently to work, is where we want to go with today's show. So
I read that right there.
You saw that on segment 1, after, just below LA Looks and right above break. So
we are on it today.
We are on it.
We're on something.
We're on one. The grappa deserves some sort of explanation, since you can't just run over that. Tell us about this special thing you brought back.
An alcohol that is called grappa. That is, the wineries produce it. You're familiar. The wineries produce it with, I want to say, the leftovers from where they're producing the wine, but it's aged in barrels from what I understand. I have not actually tasted any myself, but I did bring some back, which you poo-pooed on.
I just put a meme up. That's all I did. That's all I did.
But we're going to try it. We're going to see how it is.
It says all the words. What do you mean?
The meme does say the words.
It may be the best thing. I suggested that we try it, and I was met with a little resistance of, you're smoking something.
Well, here's the true question should come back to Roy, because I think the last text on the thread was, "I'll bring a backup."
Right.
Did you?
I did not bring a backup.
So he's all in. That's what I take from that.
What you're left with.
That's not true.
I'm reading between the lines. Like literally, we're between the lines on the whiteboard.
Yes.
There is, side note for our listeners, there is literally no information on the board.
Yes.
To reference,
it does say Seg 1, and it's blank.
Yeah, it's true.
We're just trying to make it look professional.
I think at this point they all know that there's nothing written on that board.
They can tell by the conversation.
So yeah, we joked about trying the grappa on the podcast. Might be am I saying it right? Grappa?
I don't know.
Grappa. Grappa was like married to my aunt. Wait, no, that's wrong.
Grandpa.
It's like, wait, what?
We've not drank any yet, I promise.
Roy's been dipping into it already.
It's the weirdest word, like grappa, like crappa.
We're saying it wrong. We're saying it wrong.
I don't know.
There's some Italian guy who's listening to this being like,
Jesus.
Here
we go.
Oh, man.
That sounds like you just quoted Super Mario Brothers over there.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness. Well, I promise we're going to get to serious subject matter.
Maybe.
We're going to do that right after this upcoming break. So we're going to pay some bills here. We'll be right back with you.
We know prevention is always the best medicine, but our healthcare system can't prevent disease. It only helps when you're already sick. At Kraft Body Scan, we find cancer, heart disease, and other health problems before symptoms appear. And that early detection could be the key to saving your life. Take your health into your own hands. Schedule a couple's heart and lung scan today for only $149. Visit togetherwescan.com.
Hey, and we're back. That sucked. Let's start that again. You can edit that, right?
Do not, for God's sake.
And we're back.
Please do not edit that out.
It's about as professional as it gets around here. Before the break, we were discussing what subject matter we wanted to get into.
We were not discussing anything.
I'm ignoring you both right now. Disconnect, what it feels like to properly disconnect, because I think that's different for everyone in this room. And then how we show up as entrepreneurs, and what that drive communicates to our team members. I want to get into the weeds on that. So let's start with Vanessa and shutting it down, going to Italy. You did exactly the opposite of what I would do. And I'm interested to see where Roy's at on this, but you were checking in.
Yeah. So I my relaxation on something like that comes with being able to stay in the know of what's going on. I would spend the first couple of, which there's a 7-hour time difference, so that helped things. But I would check emails, do some things for a couple of hours before we would go out during the day. And that helped me relax when I was going out during the day. If I did not do that, then it would have been very difficult for me to do that. I have to, which my role, I still do a lot of operational things. So it's not like I have people that help support me, but there's still a lot of things that I have to do. My payroll is one of them. People like to get paid. They don't really care if you're in Italy or not.
Right.
That's true.
So those type of things. So yeah, I found a good balance of being on my computer for a couple hours during the day, and then I felt good about it the rest of the day, and I didn't have any major fires to put out or anything like that. And it helped re-entry to be a lot easier than just coming back to a mass amount of things.
Information overload or workload for sure.
But you don't do that.
I don't do that, but I want to hear Roy first, but on that, but I want to still unpack some of that. Like do you feel like there's a part of that is you need control, or are you just trying to stay ahead of what you know could be the tidal wave of work when you come back?
Well, I think it's my place in life right now too. I'm so inspired by everything that I'm doing. It's not, I love what I do. So it's not a stressor for me to feel connected to that. I release endorphins just by everything that's going on. So I don't feel, but that may be different at different times. I'm sure it's different at different times where I'm at with my business. So yeah, it doesn't, probably some control, more of, I try to stay ahead of the things that I know that are going to stress me out. And my stress is coming from not feeling like I'm connected or not feeling like I'm in the know. So maybe that's control, but I think it also is with where I'm at with my business.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Roy, what does it look like for you? I love that we've all been laughing so hard that we need to keep clearing our throats before the show and in the commercials. What does that look like for you? I know disconnection looks different. I know your daily work life looks a lot like mine. So I'm interested to see what it looks like for you to get away.
That's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
so what I said.
Yeah. If I'm going on vacation, I have to at least spend an hour just making sure that the seas are calm.
Because you also do a lot of operational.
I mean, I have someone who like slowly is taking over everything, but it's still one of those things. There's so many things that you don't know how to train them on until they pop up. And then they pop up and you're like, okay, now let me walk you through this instead of trying to give them something with no context, and you're just wasting their time anyway.
Right.
So very similar. Like usually if it's calm first thing in the morning, we're probably going to be calm the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I'll do that if we're at the beach or whatever. And then typically the rest of the day goes smooth. If there is a problem, they'll text.
Yeah.
Hey, what do I do in this situation? Grab a fire extinguisher. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and
depends on the situation.
To be clear, there were days that I did not do anything.
Oh yeah.
The days that I knew people weren't there or I didn't have staff working or anything like that, the weekends were great. Fridays are typically more low key. So there were days that I didn't.
So let me ask you this. So typically for me, the first 2 days on vacation are the worst as far as taking my hands off. And then 3, 4, 5 days into vacation, I'm like, I could give a shit less at this point.
100%. Usually 2 to 3 days. Those first 2 to 3 days is almost more stressful. I tried to get ahead of that before I leave town because I know the things that I get the big ticket items off of my plate before I go. But it usually takes me 2 or 3 days to shut it down enough to be able to relax. That one's.
Yeah, I'm certainly the same way.
Yeah,
that is there's two sides to that coin though too. it's very, very tempting because my wife also works for Nashville Fit. So if we're going somewhere and there's a commute to do so, like it's also laser focused time when there's no one else bothering us because they think we're traveling, and we can just knock out a whole bunch of work without any interruption. We typically try to do that, on the commute. Even Vanessa and I came back from doing an event with Chat Fit, and we're on the drive back. We ended up creating 6 or 7 different forms for what it looks like to license, Nashville Fit.
You could solve the world's problems
Complete
on a 2-hour
playbook
trip from
the
Chattanooga.
entire way back. So it's just, that confined space and time set out, those boundaries help knock that stuff out. That said, 2-3 days is the same for me. But I'm a little bit different than y'all. Like maybe because I've got work trauma. I don't know, but that I don't want to see an email pop up on my phone. I do not want to see a text message unless it is an absolute emergency.
Do you actually close out your email, and do you do anything to keep that from happening?
I do not necessarily. I don't know that I go that far, but I will leave my phone at, if we're at the beach, I'll leave my phone at the condo or wherever we're at, and I will go empty and enjoy the fact that I don't have this thing bothering me in my pocket. It's just,
Does it not bother you? So for me, if I left my phone, then it would really be in the back. Yeah, I wouldn't. Nobody can get a hold of me if something were to disaster were to strike. I love that. I wish that I was more like that.
Well, there is a safety switch built in. And that is my wife, who does not attach herself emotionally to things that I do, like with the anxiety, and being quote unquote on in that way, as we are practiced extroverts over here. So every once in a while she'll check in on it, or she'll have it in her bag and she'll look just to make sure, or they know to hit her up if they don't get me.
Yeah.
So there is a way that we get around it for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a hard 2 or 3 days of just like, letting the mind. It's like okay. I picture it like a feather.
Everything's good.
A feather slowly.
It's going to be there when you get back
to the ground.
It won't. Yeah. I did do something this time that I've not done as an entrepreneur before. I actually used my out of office on my emails. So for each particular business that I'm involved in, I put, call this person. I will have limited access to email. Good. So call this person if you have a problem. That was actually really good. I think it kind of drove a couple people crazy because they were getting some of the emails.
Get over it.
But that worked. That actually, tip for you, that worked really well.
Yeah.
So that helped knock down a lot of things that I would feel like I needed to respond to because they wouldn't know that I wasn't there. But everybody seemed to be really respectful when they figured out that I was truly out of the country. So I think I'm just going to start telling people that I'm out of the country for
Monday through Friday. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
every Monday. Every Monday.
It is amazing how much more you get done when you're not helping other people solve their problems. Not that comes with the territory, and I do enjoy it, especially at the level that we're at, where we've all been in business for so long. Your experience and the ability to do that on the fly is a gift that comes with that experience for sure. So I do want to. So I will say that my way that I disconnect on vacation is purposeful in the sense that I am somebody who has to have some sort of inspiration on solving a problem. And sometimes the problem is something that I have made a problem mentally, therefore, so that I will think about it when I have no distraction in front of me. So I will get an inspiration on it. So I'm looking for a creative, impulse. And it's almost always, you saw it yesterday. It's like the Matrix when they pull the thing out of
his eyes actually fluttered.
My eyes fluttered. I was like, I got it. I got it. So I always look for that. I look for it when I'm working out, hoping to get that, being enough away from work and endorphins are flowing to be able to solve a problem, or on a walk, or when I've talked about this countless times, mowing the grass, doing the dishes, like something that's like hands-on, not brain work.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for that edge. I think that is my competitive edge as an entrepreneur. But what about y'all? What do you feel like you're looking for with your disconnect when you're trying to disconnect? Is it rest? Is it inspiration? Is it fresh perspective?
I don't know that I'm looking for anything
I don't
other
know
than to be
either.
present.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's the key. I have
Yeah.
to fight that. Be here, be now. Everything's okay.
Be where your feet
There.
are.
Yeah.
As I tell my wife, because she's busy too, right? So we don't see each other a lot as it is. So we're on vacation. I'm like, let's try to
Be on vacation.
hang out. You
Yeah.
know, let's try to be on vacation. You know, and she'll still get, you know, a random call, text, whatever. And then, you know, usually at least once a day, somebody hits me up for something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's probably the only thing I'm looking for. You know, I don't know that I'm looking for inspiration on anything. I do listen to a lot of books on tape.
Yeah.
While I'm at the beach or on vacation, if I'm just relaxing doing something. But
I think for me, what comes out of it, I ground in nature, no matter water, any kind of water, where if it's the ocean, if it's a lake, if it's whatever, when that helps me feel like the world is bigger than this where I'm at right now.
true.
And brings things back to perspective for me. So when I get in those places, it's multi-purpose. It's rest, and the rest comes with grounding, and that is what brings me clarity for I may be struggling with a different play, or something comes to me of you've been doing it like this, but hey, this is not. You need to shift.
Yeah.
And those moments, I get that. So yeah, I don't know that. I think that's what the purpose of all of that is for me, because I do love what I do so much, and I'm so inspired by it all the time. Sometimes I do get caught up in the everyday. So being able to step away from that and get a bigger life picture does help a lot with perspective.
I think that there's a level of what you're saying too, is that's very much the whole purpose for me is to connect and be present. And knowing that's happening, I also love to read. I usually take a book on vacation, especially if it's a 5 or more day. The goal is to see if I can finish it. It never happens. Because being connected and being present is rest, right? Like with the, you know, your significant other or your family, or even just being present and having fun. It is life-giving, and in that gray area, in that transitional places where I do find that inspiration. So that's usually where I get that. So I do connect with that.
Do the books
being
that
present.
you guys listen to or read while you're on vacation, are they business related?
Mine are 100%.
Always.
Really?
Always.
See, I'm the opposite. I will take a book if I go to the beach. I will take a book, but it is going to be something completely unrelated to anything. I don't want to hear about any fitness or wellness
But
or.
see,
I'd like to
anything
point out
like
you're
that.
smarter than us, though. So there's that.
Well, but business is enjoyment for me.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. I can't get enough of it. So if I can, like last year, was it Traction I listened to for the first time
Yes.
or second time?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But I listened to it on the way to Miami and back. And, you know, got a bazillion different takes on things. So when I went into work on Monday,
Watch
get
out.
ready, because it was everybody was drinking through a fire hose. 'Cause it was,
So I will
was so
listen
fired
to
up.
or engage in those if I'm still in work mode. But those keep me in work mode.
Yeah.
So when I go to the beach and I'm really trying to shut down, I can't, if I'm staying in that, I can't
Yeah.
shut my brain down.
But so like for me, I'm not in the weeds with the work. It's like now I've got a 30,000 foot view of all the things.
You're looking at the business
Yes.
instead of
So now I'm
Being in
doing
it.
the fun stuff. I'm like, oh, if we move this over here, and if I put this person and
Yeah.
give them this, and so that's, to me, that's super enjoying.
Yeah.
So to me, it wasn't like, if I was answering emails, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
Right. But doing this, knowing the email stuff's over here is handled by somebody else, and I'm over here, what can I dream up? What can I, innovate in my business, and what can I do to take this off my plate and teach this person and raise their value. That's why I listen to those.
We're going to unpack that, and we're going to unpack it right after this break, because I identify with that. But what I'm starting to see is the things that give us life in our business, and why and how they make us who we are in our business. So we're going to get to that in a second, right after this break.
If you're a wellness or fitness pro looking for a space that truly fits the way you work, check out B2 Wellness Suites. With locations in Brentwood and Mount Juliet, B2 offers private suites, shared offices, and day rentals, all in a calm, welcoming environment designed for our industry. But it's more than just a space. It's a community of like-minded professionals who support, inspire, and grow together. Learn more at b2suites.com.
Okay, so before the break, Roy spent some time sharing with us something that we share in common, and that is always wanting to get through a business book. And I think that's really, really cool to talk about, because there's a level of personalities here that are starting to pop up, like with the things that we do in our business and why, right? Like, and where do we find the energy to do said things? So you're very connection based, Vanessa. I've noticed this. So
what I was going to say. I don't read business books. It's very, very difficult for me to read business books because I lead so much. We talked about this before. Everything that I do is very instinctual and very I feel my way through things. I need more of that, which is one of the things that I get from Terry a lot is those pieces. But yeah, I don't read those books.
Right. But you fill up in a way that's different than me. For instance, she left for a vacation. She's like, these conversations are not stopping. I do 100% need a text message from you or some type of phone call, because I need to feel connected to what we're doing.
Yeah, it's huge for me.
Which I get that. Not that person, but I understand the reason for it. That's where you feel the most rubber meets the road, where you feel where the business feels more granular to you. It actually feels. It's got feels, right? Lack of a better term. I think for us, the things that give us life are being able to lead in a way that casts vision and with clarity, being able to connect certain dots for team members. It's what I almost equate it to being in just the different stages of business.
Well, and I wonder too if it's not a male-female thing
Quite possibly.
Some ways as well. I don't know. But
could be.
Yeah.
Somebody out there knows, and they should hit us up in the comments and tell us. But yeah, I'm the same way as Roy, because it's my favorite thing to do is problem solve. Right.
Oh, same.
And then strategy is the next thing, is then my next favorite thing. And then I'm like, well, now I want, and you've seen me in this, and you've seen me in this with the Fit Pro Success Summit. Like, what gives me life? Teaching and instructing. That's why we have this podcast. Is that it is a driver for me. It excites me. It brings me life. It helps me actually do my job better. So that's the cascading way of the vacation works for me in that sense. I am not getting hounded about other things. I don't have the regular problems to solve. I can actually get into the bigger stuff, and I get a little bit of insight from said book, whatever it is. So, what book you reading now? Anybody got any books you reading?
Anything at the moment.
Nothing.
Wait, am I? Hold on. Wait, I thought, no, you said that. I'm like,
reading or listening to?
Yeah, I don't read.
I listen to audiobooks.
I am way.
Unless I'm at the beach and getting into, like, if I'm there for a week, then I will actually physically read a book. Yeah. But other than that, if I am, my brain has been so all over the place the last couple months that I haven't listened to anything except music on the way home, trying to make all the thoughts stop a little bit, slow them down just a little.
Just started your next 5 moves.
Ooh, okay.
Master the art of business strategy. I for whatever reason, like, I'm so ADD that if I'm reading something, like, I am 3 sentences in and squirrel. Yeah. It's like an email, and I've told Terry this, like,
too many words.
Yeah, you have 2 sentences to set the hook. If you don't set the hook, I just can't.
Yeah. Moving on.
I just can't.
You're going to have to call me.
Yeah.
I've gotten that from Roy, and I love it. He'll call me. He's like, "Hey, did you get that email from so and so?" And I was like, "Hold up, yeah." He's like, "Sum that up for me." 10-4. What are they saying between the lines? It's like, crap, I can't skim. All right, I got to read it.
You need to copy and paste that into Chat GPT. Give me 2-sentence summary of
nowadays
this.
I can, because I just can't. I just, that's a weakness of mine.
Same here. I would say it's the same. Like, even though I will send out wordy emails for sure.
Yeah, you do.
I try to be better about it, but
it's funny. That brings up a point about our type of mindset. I have a tendency to skim things to try to move faster because you're doing so many things, and then we miss details.
Yep.
I'm bad about that. If I'm editing something, I will look at it and I will miss it every time.
I'm not allowed to edit stuff in my office. I'm not.
Lesson learned.
Yep, I'm not allowed.
Well, I've seen Terry do the same thing.
I have to forward it to Amy that runs the warehouse, and she
details.
Yep. She's like, "Did you mean to say this?" It's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, that's not what it says." Got it.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. I've seen you do the same thing that I do, probably even a little worse as far as skimming quickly because you're moving to something else, and then the interpretation of it is completely different. Or I'll go, when I was sending out emails to clients or whatever, I had to start having somebody look at them again, because I would put it out there and then inevitably I would think it was perfect, but my brain was on so many other things. Trying to get those details is almost torture.
Yeah. I have developed a new little process for that for me, because I am a chronic skimmer. I've now, if it's important, and I know it's important, you can typically tell that because you're typically the guy who sent the email out, or it's coming in and it's a lead, then it automatically gets marked with a star. And I'm going to skim it, and I'm going to start because I'm not going to be able to comprehend it all, because we're moving like this. The starring it will remind me at the end of the day, when things are slower towards 3-4 o'clock, to go back, reread, and then respond. And that's been saving my butt on a lot of things lately. Even though you hit me this morning with that, "Hey, did the so and so email you?" I was like, that's right, I got to respond to that. I did not star it. And that's what got me.
You didn't do your process.
My process it's still in process of being applied.
We are all a work in progress.
Process is still in process. No, the book I've got two going, 2 books going, and one of them is an audiobook and the other is actually a paper book that I'm reading. And the book that I'm reading is one about how to converse more and argue less. And it's just teaching you how to communicate on a more direct level with while understanding and still being able to have some empathy and understanding the person, but also de-escalation, and as well as building people up in a professional way, because I have a way of doing that with emotionally. Roy will tell you that sometimes it's more family vibes over here than it is business vibes.
There's a balance.
There is a balance, and it's a very delicate balance.
It is.
There is a balance.
Yep.
Very delicate balance.
Sometimes you have to. Never mind. I'll leave it out.
Have the family meeting and make the hard calls. What he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to have an intervention.
Yeah. No, you're right. And Roy's got plenty of those calls from me before.
Yes.
I was like, "Hey, can you hop on a Zoom call with me? I need some HR backup." And we've been through some
beauty
doozies.
of partnership.
Yeah, we've been in some doozies for sure. But yeah, so if I didn't identify it correctly, let's take a second to share this before we hit to the next break. What's the most life-giving part about your job that you love the most? For me, it is being able to solve those problems and work to teach others how to do so too, whether it's a strategy or planning or marketing or whatever. So what are the ones that give you the most life? Who wants to go first?
I was be able to create.
Yeah.
Just something out of nothing. I love that.
You're very, very good at that.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I love it. I love every day, even the terrible days. Like, I've had some really bad ones, but even I was telling someone, a buddy of mine who has a regular 9-to-5 job, right? He's been there for 20 years, makes a decent salary. And, tell him, man, this year's been stressful. It's been a challenge. Last year was killer. This year was not killer, and he's like, dude, why do you do this? Why don't you just go get another job? I was like, the worst day working for yourself is, to me, better than the best day working for someone else.
Absolutely.
It's always been. So, yeah.
And what about you?
Mine is, I was put on this earth to lift people up and support them. And that comes in many different forms, through fitness and wellness, through helping people with their movement, to now helping people in business, in their careers, and just paying forward all the experience that, I really lean into that. And that is, every time even a small impact on somebody else, that's what it's about for me. So that's why I love it so much. And the creativity part of that is coming up with creative ways to connect. And connection is at my core. Even though I'm an introvert, connection is at my core. And if I can connect with somebody on that level and help make their day or life a little bit easier in any way, that's what it's about for me. So,
I enjoy being in the, this is why I put myself in the middle today. There was a reason for this. Being in the middle of the both of you on these things, particularly because they are very interesting in how they've shaped me and how they're shaping, I think they're shaping the things that we're doing. So, Roy, when I look at what you and I have accomplished, there's one, what we thought we were going to do when we started, and then two, what it actually is, and being akin to your that creative vision that you have, even if I'm doing my best to comprehend it while we're on the fly, has been a massive, amazing thing to witness. Standing in the expo last year, sitting there looking around and being like, oh, this is what you meant. And you're like, yeah, man, I told you I had it. I know, but every part of you wants to be plugged into that. I wish we could put, I joke about this all the time, that I wish we could just use your eyes as a projector and you just crank that sucker up on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
So you can be like, oh, that's where we're going. There's a lot of trust in it. And
I wish I was better at communicating that, because
we talked about that this morning
so
for a different
hard.
reason.
I'm terrible.
I want people to understand. I want people to understand what's in my head, because what seems random and all over the place is the opposite of that. But it's very, very difficult to communicate that to people that don't think like that.
Yeah. Right.
So frustration comes through that of, no, I promise I'm not all over the place. I'm not, shiny object over here person. And that is what is really difficult.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah. You get the track record for being that and creating, but it's not the full picture.
No.
And it deserves a conversation, which we will have in segment 4. As you can see down there.
Well done.
It's literally right there.
The blank segment 4 down there.
Segment 4 down there. But yeah, like seeing, I don't know that, I think we all desire that part, right? To wish we could communicate what was in our brain better. As far as I'm concerned, being in the partnership with the two of you and witnessing the way you both navigate that in your own respective ways, it's very life-giving. It's very exciting. And I am loyal, and it's easy for me to trust somebody. And Roy can tell you that sometimes too much to that extreme.
Same.
But being able to watch you, Roy, do what you've done with the expo and how that vision has come alive. And then I know we were a little protective of it, but I think that you're not closed off either. So you're always looking and working and willing to hear how we can enhance it and make it better.
Sure, absolutely.
If and when it makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. And I want to put a pin in that thought, because that's going to be segment 4. We're going to come back to that right there. I wish I could write it from here. And similarly, I prep myself for the question every day I come into this office for Vanessa, who's going to ask me how I'm doing. And I can't BS my way through that, because this woman has got a really creepy spider sense where she can see right through that junk. So the way you connect with people makes them want to be more authentic. And and transparent. And I think that's a freaking gift. Seeing how that works in business is been fun to watch, even in a very, very short time of been working together. But I know Roy sees it. You saw it after that first podcast that we had her on, and we not only do we see it, we see the value in it. And we want to be connected and plugged into it. So
I appreciate that.
Super powerful.
I've never thought about it because I've been doing this by myself for so long. Of how I do things, or I mean, you've highlighted some of those, and I'm like, oh, I guess I do that.
It's fun to watch for me because and I think it's important to mention because there's probably an entrepreneur out there who's much like you in that way, but doesn't feel they might be more risk averse.
Well,
and
I'll
that's terrifying.
Tell you the not the downside, but the problem when you don't have somebody that is highlighting that as this is a positive attribute, this is a gift, walking through life and feeling energy. Not woo-woo or anything like that. I pick up on the tiniest things, and not understanding what was happening can be pretty torturous because you internalize things a lot. I used to, before I started understanding how I perceive things and that picking up on people's smallest energy, I would take it personally. So I would have to go, oh, they're not mad at me, or they're not. And it sounds silly, but any kind of tension or energy like that, it's taken me a long time to figure out.
It also comes with confidence.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Trusting yourself and where you're at.
I know what I'm doing. They ain't got no reason to be mad if they are. That takes a lot.
It does take a long time. I can do that with a lot of people, but there's certain people that I can't do that with either. Yeah. So it's one of the reasons that Terry and I have connected so much is because he is an open book and I don't have to guess. Anybody that I don't have to guess with, if you're just telling me how it is.
She's saying it like I had a choice. I don't remember there being a choice.
What choice?
You
what do you mean?
Come here, pull it right out. Let's get that. Let's get that over there. No.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, just that phrase of "How are you doing?" is a powerful question that most people take for granted. Of, "Oh, I'm good."
Well, and that's the thing that I don't like surface. I don't want that answer. If I ask you how you're doing, I really want to know how you're doing.
Yeah. Let me pause you on that. We got to take one more quick break because that is where I want to land the plane. That's in I think there's a level of business and that is one very, very exciting and addictive, and also it's a part of business that is very, very hard to communicate. And we want to briefly go over that, and we'll do that in a quick second. We'll be right back. All right. We've talked about a lot. We've covered a lot on the show today, but let's get into shiny objects. You're doing too much. Why don't you just get a 9-to-5? All the things that we've all heard at some point in our entrepreneurial journey, some of which can be quite frustrating, as I know we do look like a bunch of crazed animals foaming at the mouth.
That's a good way to put it.
We are rabid. We are agile. And we don't typically sit around on thoughts and ideas. That said, we get very, very excited. We get really, really filled up, and we've got a whole bunch of things that are happening in our brain. It's a mix
all at the same time.
All at the same time. It looks like fireworks. Also looks like a roadmap. Also looks like no direction at all. But somehow it all makes sense to us. That's the foundation in which I'm laying for this. That's if we're zooming out and we're looking at all the relationships and conversations that we've had, trying to help others understand where we're at, that's what we're hearing. So I'm interested to hear what you guys do and how do you unpack or answer, or are you guarded in those ways? Did you just give up? Who do we want to start with?
Roy, I'd like to hear your thoughts
Tell
on
them to
that.
mind their own business.
Just step off, Turbo.
Yeah.
Step off, Turbo.
No, I
I
mean,
haven't heard that forever.
yeah. No, I mean, look, hey, this ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you could say it in a very condescending way
Sure.
of, hey, you may like standing there pushing a red button all day in a factory. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But it's not very nice. But it's just, you know, not everybody.
I think it's scary. I think
it's scary.
It's scary for people.
And most people don't have an appetite for risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They want to play it safe, work their 9 to 5, put into their 401k, you know, do whatever. And they're happy with that. And some people are just not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, being an entrepreneur is risky. There's great risk. There's great reward.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those work together.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have one without the other. So
You talk about what gives you life. I think of that phrase as being the feeling that I get inside when I'm excited about something, when I'm creating of what I'm doing, or I see something so clear. When I have clarity, we talked about this yesterday. When I have clarity on something, usually my brain, I think, processes a lot while I sleep. And I'll wake up in the morning and then I'm like, oh, okay. And there's really big moments of clarity because
It's weird how rest works.
Well, I also think we're deep processors. When you can shut down the noise and your brain can actually do what it's supposed to do while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have that clarity, and I do my workouts first thing in the morning. So a lot of times they will come during that time, but that clarity it's hard to explain where that comes from to people that don't think in the same way. We're all different. I mean, my husband is the opposite personality in me, and I'm grateful for that, because he does help me stay a little more grounded. But there is times that it's frustrating to try to relay where my brain's at, and I just want to take and be able to put a picture of what's going on in my brain and how it all interconnects on a piece of paper, so he can go, oh, or other people can go, oh, right. You're not, aren't you? Because the phrase, aren't you doing too much? Aren't you doing too much?
Trigger.
Aren't you doing too much? Not for me. I'm not.
Yeah. Aren't you not doing enough?
Yeah.
Instead of being defensive.
Roy approaches it completely different.
No, I mean, I look at it different when people are like, you know, aren't you all over the place? And how do you do that? And I'm like, well, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you work that 9 to 5?
We're wired.
Yeah, I think
you're an ant marching. It's
both things are
weird.
It's a great question, and it's also a little bit of a there's a part of me that wishes that I could do what you do, because it does feel, not to be condescending, but it does feel simple in a way that would give me a bit of a break. Mm-hmm. That said, that grass is really never greener. Not for us.
It's AstroTurf.
It's
not real grass.
It's not real grass.
I was in corporate world I was there, and
22 years.
I just kept going after the next thing, after
hard
something
labor.
else. What can I do? What can I do? Because as soon as it was just that constant, there's something missing for me here because I can't get satisfied. It's not money. It's not status. It's not, not knowing who I was and that this is the person that I am and where I need to go with that was difficult, and I see it now, and I appreciate people that can do that, but it's definitely not my brain.
Yeah.
When I first talked about leaving my job and working for myself full time, I had my wife watch Groundhog Day.
That's what you felt like?
And she said, I get it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's every day's the exact, hey, Ned Ryerson. I'm like, oh my God. Again, you? Don't step in that puddle. And then you step in the puddle.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just asinine.
As owning my own businesses, I can create what that looks like next week.
Yes.
I can create what that looks like next month. So if I get in that place, I don't have to stay in that place.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's what's hard for some people to understand is, well, you should be focusing on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I am focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on my career.
And
That's
several,
right.
Focusing on
several other
entrepreneurship.
things, several
And
other things at the same time.
It's like, it is literally like watching a lightning storm. That is our brain, right? There is a connection from that cloud to the ground. It is never a straight line, and it is never repeated, but it always gets to its destination, right? The ability for us to do what we do in the strength in which we do it, and this is me talking to the entrepreneur, but also the loved one of said individual, that we process at a pace that is somewhat of a superpower. We can't analyze risk on the fly. We're analyzing risk at a high rate of speed. We're creating solutions at the same time because you have to be solution based.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just observe and report.
And
Who are you
decisive.
reporting to?
And decisive.
Yeah, and
You
that
can't-
which triggers the decisiveness, and you have to be able to put those three things in a freaking blender of your brain, and you're doing that almost every 15 freaking minutes, and that is our life, right? That is our life. It makes it very, very difficult to explain to anybody else, and whatever. And this is the trick for entrepreneurs. So if you're listening, understand that you're not going to get what you give when you try to share that with somebody who doesn't understand that side of your life.
Or just remind them that it's somebody like me that's paying your salary.
There's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I said that to you too. It's like when someone says, "Why can't you just?"
Yeah.
They're making the comparison to them working at a desk in a sales job, and it's the same repeat. It's like, yeah. But that guy answers to the guy that's just like me, who's out there,
There you go.
who started this dang thing, and it has to think about that sales guy's job and his leadership and the direction and the customer funnel. Well, then the marketing, and then the HR, and then all the other stuff. So, if you think it's that easy to compare, zoom out.
Well, and the reality is too that we're not driven by fear. It's we move with it, like we talked about, I think a few weeks ago, and so we're not going to succeed at everything that we do. We're not
For sure.
We have an idea. It's not everything is not going to hit, but
Correct.
we're okay with that.
We're okay with that, and that brings me back to the tagline of the show as we close out, which we do appreciate you all being here. The tagline of the show is we turn pain into pivot, and that is exactly what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the actual pain, the pain point that we're analyzing at that rapid pace to bring the solution to implement it, right, to change the life or to create the connection or whatever. Therein lies the start, middle, and finish to the entrepreneurial journey. And we actually appreciate you all for tuning in. If you liked what you've heard today, please like and subscribe. Be sure to share it with your friends. On behalf of Spread the Positive, Ezra Barga, who's sitting behind the ones and twos. Yes. Nashville Fit Magazine, Roy Mangrum, Vanessa Hampton, Terry Barga here. We will see you on the next one.